Hello, hello, hello. Are you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you ready with your cases?
मॅम मीच कनेक्ट झाली अजून अजून कोण आलं नाही.
Okay. Because as we are doing this recording, so everyone be ready with your cases. So we are going to start after half an hour after finishing of this topic.
ओके मॅम.
So first we'll connect with this. Can I start? Okay, so what we have seen about the infertility topic in this one, and we are continuing about the treatment that is related with that of female. So what is important, that is the human menopausal gonadotropin or HMG, that is Repronex pergonal. So this medicine that it is given, what is the role of it? Because it helps for the ovulation. Ovulate due to the problems with this their pituitary gland, and HMG acts directly on the ovaries. So it's action directly on the ovaries. That is, as we know that for the normal pregnancy to occur, the ovum should be there, and the release of ovum, it is depend upon the HOA axis, that is hypothalamo pituitary ovarian axis. So for this, to stimulate the ovary, this medicine is going to helpful. So it stimulate the ovulation. So it is this medicine, it is available in the form of injection. So it is the injected medicine. And the next one is, that is, as we know that it is the FSH. FSH stand for
Follicular stimulating hormone.
very good. It is the follicle stimulating hormone or FSH, which works like a HMG, and it causes the ovaries to begin the process of ovulation. These medicines are usually in the form of injection form of. So what is the role of it? It helps for the follicles, follicles for development of it, and the ovum should be released from it. So that is the role of FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Next one is gonadotropin releasing hormone, that is GnRH analog. So these medicines are often used for women who don't ovulate regularly each month. So if you do the investigation in the female, and if you find out that the ovulation is not taking place properly, what do you want? We want, if there is a problem with that of hypothalamus, so at that moment we have to give the hormonal treatment, that is gonadotropin releasing hormone, that is GnRH. So women who ovulate before the egg is ready can also use these medicines. GnRH analogs acts on the pituitary gland to change when the body ovulates. So definitely it is given in between the menses, because the reason behind it, the ovulation takes place, it is on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, normal menstrual cycle. So this medicine again are in the form of injected or given with the nasal spray. So there may be availability of nasal spray is also there. Then testosterone. Testosterone, it is given to you. Testosterone, but obvious it is given to you. The
Male hormone.
male, it is a male. So it is for the testosterone. It improves the testicular function. Then So where is the problem? In the male, if there is a problem with the testicles, then we can think about the testosterone. And again, it is a hormone. So testosterone patch is applied directly to the scrotum and testoderm or androderm, and side nephil, that is Viagra. Uh, it improves the erectile dysfunction. So it is the if is the male it is there, and if he is having problem with that of erectile dysfunction, so we can think about what is the homeopathic medicine for erectile dysfunction. What is the homeopathic medicine? If there is a problem in the male for erectile dysfunction, which medicine you can think about?
Lycopodium.
Yes, one is the lycopodium, but another one, it is Agnus castus, right? So two remedies we can think about for the erectile dysfunction in the male. It is Agnus castus. That is what we can think about it. Then bromocriptine, that is Parlodel. This medicine is used for women with ovulation problems due to high levels of prolactin. If prolactin, again, it is a hormone, and if it is a hormone that causes milk production. As we know that prolactin, the role of prolactin for the milk production. So is woman with the ovulation problems again, and if there is a female, young female present with that of there is no delivery, no pregnancy, means as this is related with that of amenorrhea, and still she is kept present with that of infertility, means if there is a no pregnancy, no delivery has taken place, still she is presenting with that of milk production, along with that of infertility is a problem in the female, then we can think about use of bromocriptine, Parlodel. So this medicine is used for the ovulation problem, that is in the female. And if now if still you use all the methods, still there is no pregnancy, then we can use it assisted reproductive technology, that is called as ART. So what is it? Success rates vary and depend on the many factors. It is very costly procedures. So it is whatever the success rates, it depends upon the many factors. So some things that affect the success rate of ART, that is again it depends upon the age of the partners. If the age is more than the 35 years, then again it is a problematic. And the reason for the infertility, that again ART, if there is a blockage in the fallopian tubes, or if there is a congenital anomalies in the fallopian tubes, again it is going to be affected. Then clinic, then type of ART. There are different varieties of ART. If the egg is fresh or frozen, or what we know in some movies like Vicky Donor, where there is a sperm, it is kept inside. Means donor sperm it is used, then again it is going to affect it, change it. If the embryo is fresh or frozen, so these factors are going to be affected in the ART. So common methods of ART that includes, that is intrauterine insemination, that is IUI, or in vitro or fertilization, IVF, and zygote intrafallopian transfer, that is ZIFT, that is, or human embryo transfer is similar to IVF, in vitro fertilization, or gamete intrafallopian transfer, that is GIFT, and intracytoplasmic sperm injection, that is ICSI, or surrogacy. Can you give the example of surrogacy? Hello? Can you give the example of surrogacy? Now, Star Kids, you know that they are having using the
Karan Johar
surrogacy. Yes, surrogacy, where that is they are using the sperm and ovum of husband and wife, and it is introduced into the womb of another female. Then it is called as a surrogacy, or gestational carrier. Gestational carrier, that is again here, that what we can use it. Then intrauterine insemination, IUI. So intrauterine insemination is an infertility treatment that is often called as an artificial insemination. So what is in this procedure? The woman is injected with specially prepared sperm. Sometimes the woman is also treated with medicines that stimulate ovulation before IUI. That is maybe used, that is whatever the medicines we have seen in the previously that used before the ovulation timing. IUI is often used to treat mild male factor infertility or women who have problems with their cervical mucus. Sometimes cervical mucus is very thick. So what happens? The sperms does not spread upward. So in that situation, you can use the intrauterine insemination. So this is the procedure. Just see in this diagram. What happens if the cervical mucus is very thick? So sperm do not enter inside of it. So what happens? What you see this instrument? This is the instrument which is introduced, and what sperms are released from here. So what is there is the whatever the barrier which is present over here, it gets removed it, and the mild if there is a problem of some erectile dysfunction or any problem with that of male partner, or if there is a problem with that of cervical mucus. So in this situation, IUI catheter. So this is the IUI catheter. And what is this? These are the sperms which are introduced. And when the ovum it is released, the ovum and sperms get fertilized. So, okay? So this is intrauterine insemination. What is long form of IUI? What is long form of IUI?
Intrauterine insemination.
Intrauterine.
Insemination.
Insemination.
Okay, fine.
Insemination.
Okay, got the concept? Now, in vitro fertilization. What happened in this previously? We are just introducing the sperm. The sperm are introduced directly. What is the normal pathway? The sperm are going from vagina to the cervix to the uterus. While in this, directly the sperms are introduced inside of the uterus. That is called, why the word intrauterine insemination. Only the sperms are going. While in this in vitro fertilization means fertilization outside of the body, IVF is the most effective art. It is often used when a woman's fallopian tubes are blocked or when a man produces too few sperm. So if there is a azoospermia, if in that, or if they are not motile, in that situation, you can use this technique where the fallopian tubes are blocked. So what happens? Doctors treat the woman with a drug that causes the ovaries to produce the multiple eggs. So it is a treatment for the both the partners. Once the ovum it is mature, the eggs are removed from the woman and they are put in a dish in the lab along with the man's sperm for the fertilization. So what happens over here? In IUI, what we see that sperms are introduced, and whatever the union of ovum and sperm, it is takes place naturally. Only the what is the artificial procedure? Sperm are introduced directly into the uterus in the IUI. That is what we. But what is the difference in the IVF? Here, the union of sperm and ovum takes place in the lab. That is, after 2 to 5 days, healthy embryo are implanted in the woman's uterus. Now see in this diagram. What we are going to see. Just see. See, what is ovum is taken, sperm is also taken from the lab, and whatever the union, it is taking place in the laboratory. So embryo it is taken, and after 3 to 4 days, it is introduced inside of this. Got the difference in IUI and IVF? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
In normally, I will give the differences between three. Normal, IUI and IVF. In normal, sperm is going from here sperm and ovum, it is released naturally inside of it, and fertilization, that is union of ovum and sperm, zygote form over here. This is normal, natural. But when there is a problem with this cervical mucus, we introduce the sperm artificially. That is the patient, male patient do the masturbation. The semen, it is collected. From that sperm, it is removed and it is introduced directly inside of it in the uterus. That is IUI. This is here female partners, everything it is normal. That is this ovum, it is released naturally. Only the sperm is introduced by the artificially. While in IVF, what is the difference? Ovum, it is removed from the ovary. Sperm, again by the masturbation, the semen is collected, and if there is a less number of sperm, the sperms are again collected, and the union of this, it is takes place in the lab. In IUI, union takes place in the fallopian tubes. In IVF, union takes place in the lab, and when the ovum and sperm form, then it is introduced inside of this, that is IVF. What the difference between IUI and IVF?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm?
Ma'am, it is also called as test tube baby also. No?
There are some there are different terminologies. I will let you know. Fine. Then zygote intrafallopian transfer. So zygote intrafallopian transfer or tubal embryo transfer is similar. There is some sound is coming in from anyone else. Please make it. There is some sound which is disturbing us. Please. Okay. Zygote intrafallopian transfer, that is ZIFT, Z-I-F-T. So what is it? Or tubal embryo transfer is similar to IVF. Fertilization occurs in the laboratory. Again here, the fertilization occurs in the laboratory. Then the very young embryo is transferred to the fallopian tubes instead of the uterus. In IVF, whatever we see, the IVF, whatever the product of fertilization, it is transferred in the uterus, while in this, it is transferred into the fallopian tube. That is called as a ZIFT, Z-I-F-T. See, zygote intrafallopian. Here, it is transferred. Whatever the embryo, it is transferred into the fallopian tube. So that is ZIFT. Zygote. So what is meaning of zygote? When ovum and sperm united, then it is divided into two cell states. That is called as a zygote. Gift. Gamete intrafallopian transfer. What is meaning of it? It involves transferring eggs and sperm into the woman's fallopian tube. So fertilization occurs in the woman's body. Few practices offer gift as an option. So what is it here? Just see. It is sperm and ovum. It is directly sperm transferred into the fallopian tube. That is gamete. Gamete means what is male gamete? And what is female gamete? And what is female gamete?
Oval.
Ovum.
Oval.
So from the word you can understand it. Gamete intrafallopian transfer. From the word, gamete means ovum and sperm. Intrafallopian means inside of the fallopian. And T for G for gamete. IF stand for
Intrafallopian
and T for
transfer.
very good. So that is gamete intrafallopian transfer. So these are the images. That is how it is done. So this is the abnormal male and this interactive factors. So normal ovulation function, normal tubal, if fallopian tubes are normal. So gift, ova and sperm. This is ova and sperm introduced inside of the fallopian tubes and then the normal fetal mass. So this is the procedure how they are holding the fallopian tubes and they are introducing inside. This is trachea cannula and this is fallopian tube. See, this is fallopian tube. This is uterus and it is introduced inside of it. That is called as a gift, gamete intrafallopian transfer. And there is one also that is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Is often used for couples in which there are serious problems with the sperm. If male partner is having serious problem with the sperm, we can use an ICSI. Sometimes it is also used for older couples or for those with failed IVF. Sometimes if even you do the IVF, in vitro fertilization, then we can think about the intracytoplasmic sperm injection. A single sperm is injected into the mature egg, then the embryo is transferred to the uterus or fallopian tube. Here only one single, because if there is a problem with the male partner, so if it is old age, then this ICSI treatment is used. ART procedure sometimes involve the use of donor eggs. Sometimes what happens if the female egg is not able to ovulation does not take place. So at that donor, what we are using it. So eggs from another woman, donor sperm. That is what we say in the movie. That is which one? Donor sperm is there.
Donor.
Yes, Vicky donor. Yes, good. So in that sperm is taken from the donor. So that donor does not know if where the sperm it is going to be used. So say in the same similar fashion, there are also donor eggs are also available. So or previously frozen embryos. Sometimes previously frozen embryos are also kept. So that can be used. So donor eggs are sometimes used for women who cannot produce eggs. Also donor eggs or donor sperm is sometimes used when the woman or man has a genetic disease that can be passed on the onto the baby. So if female is having genetic problem, so in that situation, genetic eggs can be used. An infertile woman or couple may also use donor embryos if any female is infertile. So if she is not able to fertile, so at this situation, donor embryos is used. These are embryos that were either created by couples in infertility treatment or were created from donor sperm and donor eggs. The donated embryo is transferred to the uterus. The child will not be genetically related to either parent. They don't know that means both, that is all the eggs is also donor and the sperm is also donor. That may be the situation. So both the child is not genetically belongs to both the parents. That is also the situation. And the sperm donation. These are selected group of patients to women whom sperm donation is recommended. And tubal reversal. Then sometimes there is a common dilemma may individuals face if they have previously had a tubal ligation, is whether they should undergo a microscopic tubal ligation reversal or an in vitro fertilization. Sometimes it may happen that in practical situation, that is the couple is having one child and the female is going on the tubal ligation. But if there are some circumstances arises where if there is a death of the child, then if they want again the conception, then at that situation, what is the treatment is required? Hello? You got the situation? Hello? The situation is that if the couples are having the problem, that is they are having the child and the female has done the tubal ligation, but after some 10 years, 11 years, and if there is a sudden death of the child, then at that situation, if they want the conception, so at that situation, what we have to do it? Tubal reversal. So what is meaning of it? Whatever the microscopic tubal ligation we have done it, we have to reverse it. So this is called as a tubal reversal procedure. That is procedure. While a tubal reversal does require more skill than an IVF procedure, it is a more skillful procedure because in vitro fertilization we have to require all these things. A tubal reversal is actually the better option for most patients. The success rate with microsurgical tubal reversal is about 95%. And if and only if the surgeon has good skill. It needs one small incision and 1 day hospitalization. That is the requirement for the tubal reversal. Then microscopic vasectomy reversal. Vasectomy done in, hello? Hello? Vasectomy done in?
ma'am.
Males. Okay. And if same thing happen, that is couple is there having one child, and if the death has taken place to them, they again want some again conception if they want it. So at that time, what we have to do is it is the vasectomy reversal. So vasectomy reversal is a procedure which allows men and who have previously undergone vasectomy to become fertile again. The mass difference is a microsurgically reconnected and the epididymal blowouts are microsurgically bypassed, allowing sperm to travel out of the epididymis and into the ejaculation. That means the procedure or micro-assisted fertilization MAP, which occurs in vitro and is expensive use, that is IVF with cells. It is the immunological derived infertility, inability of the sperm to penetrate the egg. Then in that situation, micro-assist fertilization is used. Then in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization is a procedure in which egg or ova from a woman's ovary are removed. They are fertilized with sperm in a laboratory procedure and then the fertilized egg is returned to the woman's uterus. Senescence. Egg production stimulated by hormone therapy. If ovulation does not take place, what is the treatment is given? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
If egg production is not given, the hormone it is given, then egg retrieved from the ovary and sperm is from the male. And this procedure is taken and whatever the product of egg, it is transferred into the uterus. So that is the in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization is the joining of a woman's egg and a man's sperm. Where it is takes place? It is takes place in the laboratory dish. This is laboratory dish. In vitro means outside. In vivo means, hello?
Inside.
Very good. In vitro means outside and in vivo means inside. So as it is taking place outside, that is why called as an in vitro fertilization. The body fertilization means the sperm has attached and entered the fallopian tubes. Purpose. IVF is one of the several assisted reproductive techniques used to help infertile couples to conceive a child. If after 1 year of having sexual intercourse without the use of birth control, the woman is unable to get pregnant, then infertility is suspected when we have given the IVF preparation. What is the preparation? The woman may be given a sedative prior to the procedure. Local anesthesia agent may also be used to reduce the discomfort during the procedure. That is, it is under the anesthetic procedure or sedative procedure. Do not, without sedation, we can do this. Step 1, simulation, also called superovulation. Then egg retrieval. Then step insemination and fertilization. And step 4, embryo culture. Step 5, embryo transfer. See, simulation, also called as superovulation. This is an injection given to the ovary so that ovary is released. Then step egg retrieval, that is egg collection. egg collection is there, embryo is there, uterus is there, it is transfer. It is here when it is transfer. Why the procedure is performed? Advanced age of the woman. Most of the cases it is used when there is an advanced maternal age, 35, 40, then we can use it. When there is a blockage of the fallopian tube or damage of the fallopian tube. Which condition the fallopian tubes are damaged? Hello? Hello?
Cyst, inflammation,
It is pelvic
Inflammation
inflammatory disease.
is
Pelvic inflammatory disease or prior reproductive surgery. Then there is or endometriosis. What is endometriosis? What is endometriosis?
uh,
Endometriosis.
endometrium growing outside the uterus.
When endometrium is growing outside the uterus, then in that case it is used. It is for the female factors. And male factor infertility, that is a decreased sperm count and blockage or unexplained infertility. In that case, we are using it. Next. Risk. What is the risk? IVF requires a significant physical, emotional, financial, and time commitment. It is not a one-day procedure. It is very costly procedure. It requires both, and it is not a one-day. Just once it is the IVF, it is done, and result is there. So it is repeated. That is physical, emotional, financial, and time commitment. Stress and depression are common among the couples dealing with infertility because already the couples are suffering from that of depression because of infertility. And again, it is a physical, emotional, and financial also. It is not just a 1,000, 2,000. It is a costly procedure. Then fertility drugs may cause ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Because these drugs are having also side effects also. That is called as a ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, decreased urination despite drinking plenty of fluids. That is also a drawback. If the female who is taking these drugs, she is taking lots of water. Since she is suffering from that of, what is the problem? What is the problem of these fertility drugs? Hello?
Ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome.
Means what? Parikshit? Means what? What is the problem? What is the meaning of OHCC? Clinically, it is, what is it? Parikshit?
Ovarian hyperstimulation.
Means what?
Will it cause ovulation?
Means what? What is clinically? How the clinically going to patient? Patient is going to present you.
Maybe it be leading to contraception.
No, not that is meaning of the OHSS. What is the meaning of OHSS? Whatever the drugs, what is clinically patient comes for the infertility, you give the medicines, that is the fertility drugs. And what says that patient, I am having problem of urination. What is the problem? I am taking lots of water. Still I am not, there is a decreased urination despite drinking plenty of fluids. That is it. Again, what is the other symptoms? Nausea and vomiting. If you ask it whether you are suffering from this type of the symptom previously, patient says no. But once I started with that of ovulation drugs or all these things, then I have started this complaint. And another one, that is the shortness of breath. That is meaning of this OHSS. What are the symptoms? Revise it.
Nausea, vomiting,
Nausea,
Nausea,
vomiting,
shortness of
vomiting,
breath, shortness of breath,
and
decreased
and
urination
decreased urination despite
despite
drinking
drinking
yes,
plenty of
plenty of
fluids.
fluids.
yes. So that is decreased urination despite drinking plenty of fluids, nausea and vomiting, and shortness of breath. So for this, what is the history? What we have to ask it? That is, for infertility, patient is taking the drug history. So this is the importance of drug history. Then complication, multiple births and birth defects. So there may be triplets that can be present, or birth defects can be present. Aftercare, after IVF procedure is performed, the woman can resume normal activities. A pregnancy test can be done approximately 12 to 14 days later to determine if the procedure was successful. So after IVF has done, after how many days after we have to check it? After? Yes, after 12 to 14 days, that what we have to check it. And women who undergo IVF must take daily shots or pills of the hormone, that is progesterone, of for how many? 8 to 10 weeks. That is in the language of months, near about some 2 to 2.5 months after the embryo transfer. Progesterone. Why progesterone? Because progesterone is a hormone produced naturally by the ovaries that will thicken the lining of the womb, that is uterus. It makes the availability for the embryo. This makes it easier for the embryo to implant. Too little progesterone, if the progesterone level it is too little during the early weeks of pregnancy, can lead to the miscarriage. Means what? What is the meaning of other word for miscarriage?
Abortion.
Very good.
Menses.
Miscarriage means abortion.
Abortion.
Okay. So that is the this one. So that is a proper assessment. It is required for the understanding of in vitro fertilization. So that is the lectures that what we have continued in the IVF. We have finished of the topic, that is in vitro fertilization. We have seen different points, that is we have seen the this is comes under the ART, that is artificial reproductive techniques. There are different terminology, that is intrauterine insemination, intrauterine in vitro fertilization, gamete intrafallopian transfer. So these are the different techniques, or sometimes ligation reversal, or vasectomy, tubectomy reversal, vasectomy reversal. So these are the different artificial techniques which are used for assessment of the infertility. So infertility, there basically so sometimes even the DNC, that is the dilatation and curettage, is also helpful for assessment or for the treatment point of view for the infertility. Again, remember that DNC, it is used both ways, that is diagnostic as well as therapeutic. So what is the meaning of diagnostic? Diagnostic, that is for to find out the cause of it, and therapeutic meaning for to given as a treatment for it. So DNC, long form of DNC,
Dilatation and
dilatation and curettage. So it is used both, dilatation and curettage used as a curative treatment for the infertility. So that is the finish of the topic, that is infertility. Common homeopathic medicines which are used over here is the sepia. Then another one, the remedy that is used, the platina for female, and for the male remedies are the lycopodium and the Agnus castus. Okay. So that is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
that is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
finish of the topic. This. So thank you very much. So next we are going to continue about the introduction of the obstetrics. Fine.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.